Okay. Good morning. I actually can't find the chat. I thought I had everything taken care of. Not that anyone's gonna use it, but if they do, I want to see it. So, there's gonna be some background noise. I can't really get around that. It's a Sunday. You know, everyone's home. The cats are doing their Sunday thing. But that's okay. So I have some tea here this morning. Just some English black tea with some cashew milk and sweetener. So the vision of the day. Today I'm kind of picking up a lot of inner child-like energy. And on the surface that sounds really fun and exciting. But because it's fall and because we're going through a lot of transformations and transitions, it feels more like the inner child is just like screaming, like screaming out like, hey, I need you to see this part of me. I need you to see this part of me so bad. So, kind of a different change of pace for what this podcast has been the past few episodes. I am actually going to be using the Clow from Cardcaptor Sakura. If you know what that is, it's an anime for children that I grew up with and was super connected to, and actually was what I was watching when I was going through some really hard times, even in adulthood. Kind of helped me out because it's just the way Cardcaptor Sakura works. It's like she is searching for shadows so that she can kind of purify them and trap them in the form of a card. They look like this. And it said something's not working. I don't know why it said that. I'm sure it's fine. We'll find out if it's not. Either way, Cardcaptor Sakura is a cartoon that has helped me a lot as I've grown up. And so I think it's perfect for feeling this kind of energy. And also the Sacred Self-Care Oracle, because I tried to be gentle with the Rose Oracle yesterday, not realizing that there is a crazy transformation and activation taking place in so many of our lives. So I actually want to take a step back and say, let's be gentle and see what our inner child is asking for. What is the vision of the day today from the perspective of an inner child going through a bunch of transformations? So I actually want to start with sacred self-care. So we'll start with the Sacred Self-Care Oracle, and I'm going to pull 3 cards. I like doing things in 3s. I'm a life path 3. If you know, you know. But I'm just kidding. What does your inner child need, you know? What is the perspective of this day from our inner child's perspective, and what wisdom do they have to share with us for our day, for this first full day? Well, I guess yesterday was the first full day of fall, but like the first full day with it already having been fall. It is a time of transformation. We have soak in a bath. The elemental water coming out here. Soak in a bath. And that's actually kind of cute. So they're green toenail polish, and I'm wearing this very chipped green nail polish right now. It's literally almost exactly the same color. And you know, the second I put this color on, I was like, this is so childlike. I feel like I'm trying to be a fairy or something like that. Let's get a couple more abundance planning. Imagine that your inner child is like, you gotta figure out money. Just kidding. I think when you're a child and you're playing with fake money, and it almost does kind of look like fake money. When you're a child and you're playing house or work and you're pretending to do all the things you see everyone else do. For some of you, maybe your inner child is struggling with the concept of imposter syndrome. Maybe especially when it comes to money, but also like self-worth in general. This could be that your plan of the future isn't really in alignment with like your worth, and you need to really support your inner child and remind yourself that you are worthy. You are worthy of this. I dropped one on the floor. It is flow like water. Your inner child is asking you to flow like water. Interesting. We are all channeling at all times, so you aren't an imposter. You are divine life force flowing through a physical shell, right? That's what you are. You are this divine, such a worthy being that gets to flow through your timeline, your life, you know? Remember the elemental water here, especially when it comes to your finances, because it's currency. It flows in a current, right? We give to receive, that's a flow. We get money from services. We receive money for selling our time. It's all a current, right? And as long as we're in alignment with that current and we're not trying to fight it or push against it, in due time, we receive exactly what we call in. So, I'm going to shuffle the cloud. And I don't know the meanings of all of these, but I have seen the entire series. So if any of them are in the series, then I will know what they do. But we'll see. We'll see what comes out from the cloud. I think I'll also pull 3. This is one I haven't used in a while, but the childlike aspects of me are really seeking change. And I know it's because it's fall and there's a lot of transformation happening. So let us see. You have the dream. Ooh. The float. It's like a hot air balloon. I dropped one on the floor. I always do that. And we have the sleep. Ooh. So we have the dream and the sleep here. And then the float. And I just saw, I didn't realize it had flipped itself over, but we also have the move. The move. The dream, the sleep, the float, and the move. These ones both have strings attached. I don't know why that's important. How can you move more effortlessly, right? How can you float on the waves, float on the water, float on the air, float on the air current? How can you move gracefully through this life? Well, to remember that it's like a great dream. your inner child wants you to stop being asleep when it comes to your worth and how you flow, how you move, how you create ease, how you create everything in alignment with this current. There is this current that you were meant to move gracefully on. And for the day, this vision for me, it really feels like have grace with yourself. The way you move, it doesn't have to be quick. It doesn't have to be well calibrated. It doesn't have to be intense. You are allowed to rest, and you are allowed to move slower. If you've ever seen a hot air balloon, they rise up pretty slow, right? And they are slow moving. They're floating literally on the current. They're floating on this current. You can float a little bit today. For today, you're going through a crazy transformation, right? We all are. That's the energy. We're all going through this great transformation, and we need to flow. We need to flow today. There's no reason to put this pressure on you. If you're thinking a lot about money today, I urge you to remember that what's yours comes to you. Interesting. I actually want to pull another one from the cloud because I enjoy how well these connect, and just making me really happy to see the art. So, the power is in your hands, I must say. The power. I love that so many of these characters look kind of like they belong in a circus. That's what I always loved. I love the little, like, elves and clowns and jester-looking beings. So, I did a meditation last night to call in my power. And hold on, I want to see if that's something important. Lovely. Okay. I was calling back in my power, right? Something my inner child really wants me to do is to call back in all of my power, all of the fragmented parts that have drifted away from me throughout my childhood, throughout all the difficulty that I have faced, throughout all of the difficult traumas I've dealt with in the different situations. I believe we're being called to call back in our power. The only way to really create this deep alchemical transformation within ourselves truly is to have all of the correct parts, all the correct resources to be able to fulfill the process, right? When we're creating something, we need every single element to work to create that thing. So your inner child is literally urging you this fall to remember where you've come from. Get all those pieces of yourself. Take all your power back. Anyone who's taken things from you, that's not theirs. Call it back to you. That belongs to you. For this deep transformation, for this metamorphosis, you're going to have to take all the things you've learned, all the things you know, all the parts of you, and really merge them to create this cocoon where you can go and hibernate a little bit this fall. And by the next season, or maybe after winter, it can be a long process. But starting today, ease into it. Starting today, float on the current. Don't force it too hard, because this is like a dream, like a lucid dream, right? We're creating our reality one step at a time. You have no choice. You cannot create it 5 steps at a time. Float on the current. Call back in your power and let yourself play a little bit today. Not so much that it leaves you completely ungrounded, but it's okay to flow like water, to just dive in, to jump in, and really just enjoy slowness today. Float. Float today. Move slowly. I hope that this has helped you in some way, or it will help someone who listens in the future. You can find this podcast here live on Sundays. I record it live, but I actually record this podcast every single day. Visions of the Aphant, anywhere you listen to podcasts. I really hope that you have a beautiful day. If you're ever interested in personal readings from me, just reach out to me on any of my socials, and I hope to really work with you. If there's anything else you need to know, again, reach out to me on my socials. I hope you have a beautiful day. Thank you for being here.